Yeah.
We are going live.
I always want to say
It says we're live now.
the Bill O'Reilly thing.
What's that?
When I said it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Do it live. Fuck it. Fucking thing.
I love that video.
Me too.
I remember when I first kind of like started watching YouTube, that was one of the things I would watch to entertain myself.
Oh, me too.
Love watching that asshole just be an asshole.
Me too. And he's just freaking out for no reason. Buddy. I guess he was nervous.
Yeah, he must have been nervous. Maybe he had been let down by a woman like the incel he is.
Oh,
hello, one viewer.
Probably.
So today, as you probably could tell from our topic, we will be discussing fake-ass female friendships, female relationships, dynamics within.
This is an even better shot.
That is
other videos we didn't get.
Oh yeah, we didn't get
Mama
all
Cass.
of it. Yeah.
Mama Cass or Aretha or Amy.
Mm-hmm.
There they are. Okay.
Oh, and there's Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Bob.
I don't know Bob.
Bob Marley.
Oh, that Bob. This Bob. I thought you knew someone named Bob.
Oh, I know quite a few Bobs. They're interesting people. Like, who goes by Bob? FTMs and like old men.
I don't want to know.
Oh, there's this guy that comes to my work named Bob. He's sweet.
I like Bobby. Bobby's kind of cute. I think a woman named Bobby is cool.
No, we want. Hi, Camille. Yeah, a woman named Bobby is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, where to begin? Today we're talking about, femininity, for one. Not just the last time we got together, we talked about it in terms of appearance and that sort of thing, practices, but we're going to talk about it in terms of how women behave and treat each other and how femininity is like a bigger social problem, and also how the two feed each other as well. So it's going to be some interesting stuff. We're going to talk about personal experiences a bit with things, maybe. A little bit.
I mean, we have to.
Touch. Yeah.
To explain what we're really talking about.
Yeah. So, and yeah, we'll talk about how this stuff holds women back.
It really holds women back.
Oh, but before we do anything else, we should probably say a few words on Memorial Day. So, basically, Memorial Day is a time in America with a K where, 3 Ks if you're feeling super edgy, which we are. It's a time in the US when, we are remembering basically people who've been killed in wars serving the empire. And I think when Memorial Day comes around, I like to remember the fact that women are overwhelmingly impacted in wars. Women's bodies are often used as part of warfare. And I just like to remember every woman that's been raped in war, every woman who's been impregnated against her will in war, every woman who's been taken as an object of warfare, every woman killed in war.
Is that kind of the whole point of doing wars? So you can go to other places and rape the women there?
That's a big part of it.
That's a big part of it.
I think that's like the whole tribal aspect of it that gets down to the root of war is that masculine male drive to fucking go pillage and take the other guy's shit. And we have to understand, war is a male fucking game.
That's what it is.
Women are overwhelmingly anti-war.
They sure are. We sure are.
We know that it's bad.
We know it's bad.
Men can't figure it out.
No, but war is men going to these other places, these other countries, these other people's areas and doing this.
Yeah.
I'm a man. Listen to me. Look at me chest beat.
Only with
more advanced weapons like nuclear weapons.
But that's the gist of it. And taking their shit and making money off of it. And consolidating their power, intimidating the other guy. Yep, big weapon of male supremacy. So I think since it is Memorial Day, as feminists, we should commemorate it. Fuck war. Yeah. So, where should we get started? Should we start with your notes? Should we start with mine? We both have notes.
Why don't you go ahead and start?
So, the last video we did together, or stream we did together, we were talking about a bit about how women objectify themselves. And a lot of people do not fucking understand why objectification of women in the media and just in general life is such a big problem. But if you don't understand that it has an effect on the psychology of men and women and how they treat women,
Right.
That it's a big part of misogyny, then you're lost. Objectification of women impacts female relationships pretty big time. Pretty big time.
Really big time.
Really big time.
It's just an overarching theme in women's relationships.
Yeah.
Constantly.
It teaches us to devalue each other, to treat each other as like commodities, to put a value based on things that are really patriarchal oftentimes. So in terms of relationships of who gets valued more, it's often, the more feminine, compliant female. In feminism specifically, who gets the most attention, it's usually the heterosexual, feminine presenting women, and, women who are wherever on, oppressed in other ways, or who aren't femininity compliant, aren't heterosexual, aren't white, get really relegated to a second-class status and don't get as much attention, when this is all based on an objectified ideal of who's valuable and who isn't. And, then because we have this attitude that women are commodities, we treat each other like we're disposable.
Yeah.
And that's really harmful in female friendships. It really
hampers them. It even cancels them out.
It makes it hard to even connect again with other women, because it's so painful to be treated this way by another woman, especially if you really did invest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So ultimately it keeps us having shallow relationships with each other.
And it prohibits us from developing mentally, because we really haven't developed mentally enough. And the whole point of existing is so that we can evolve and grow as a species. We already have. And anything you do, whether it be societal or material, any behavior that holds you back is not something you fucking want to keep doing.
Yeah.
Because it holds back the entire human race. Do we want that?
Do we want to
evolve? Do we want to evolve, everyone? I think the answer is yes. I know the answer is yes.
Yeah. So if you're here, you probably do. Okay, we have a comment. Women have two choices: objectification or invisibility. Yeah, but we don't have to be invisible to each other. We can be visible to each other by not objectifying ourselves. See? We have made ourselves visible to other women by being that way, by taking off the mask.
Yeah.
Do you all remember the video I did where I put the Shel Silverstein poem on, a few videos back?
Which one?
It's about being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically about the gist of the poem is about being closeted, which is just wearing a mask all the time, never really being able to see your people, because you're masked. And that's what makeup is, and that's what femininity is. It's a mask to keep you from finding your people.
They live.
Yeah. Another example.
They live. Exclamation point.
Yeah, if you haven't seen They Live, maybe this channel isn't where you should be focusing your energy. So, is it possible to be free? Well, what is freedom?
What is it?
That depends on how you define freedom.
We don't even know yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not free.
I feel a lot freer than most people.
Me too.
Yeah.
There are certainly degrees, and there are certainly, things you can do to be more free. And it's a lot of introspective time that people don't want to put the effort into, making happen and facilitating.
Well, this is the big thing about, like, we wanted to talk about that too, like how women are kept in this state through these feminine kind of ways of being that is underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Like, very obviously, we talked about it, childlike, even with like the body hair removal.
Definitely.
But this is happening on multiple levels. We can talk about the physical aspects, because this is the physical parts of femininity are what you're doing day to day that is reinforcing this thing. But it has multiple levels. There's the emotional things you do. There's the psychological things that you do. There's the behaviors you engage in. So it's not just about
they're all kind of intertwined.
They're intertwined. And as we were talking about alchemy earlier,
we were before
the alchemists. Yes, the alchemists saw their works, right, as working on multiple levels. You could not do the spiritual without the physical, basically. So understanding that with femininity, like, there's multiple parts working together at the same time to create the same outcome, which is female compliance. So you got to unwork that stuff because it's bad.
So, Terry, are you saying that our intentions and the physical world are directly connected?
Yeah.
They sure are. And that's a really huge problem I have with like modern science, is that these men are just being men about it. And they're not really taking into account, these things about our thoughts that directly alter and change reality. For example, the ability to predict affects the outcome.
Yeah.
So if you have the ability to guess on something, the actual outcome can change because of your thoughts about it.
I need to respond to something being said.
Go ahead.
I just want to clarify for Changeling Royal Guard. Okay, so yes, MD said the body is a manifestation of the soul. So part of that is correct, but you have to understand that there's a difference between soul, body, and spirit. They're separate things, but they are all part of the same thing as well. But I think people use spirit and soul intertwined, and they're different things. Your soul is different than your spirit. So anyway, I believe femininity was the root cause of my psychotic break. Yes. I want to say that
I believe it
patriarchy drives women insane.
Mm-hmm.
Even women who are, very together in a lot of ways are often driven in some way mad by having to live in this repressive culture. I mean, being repressed constantly does make women very insane. So femininity is the ultimate repression. When you're shaving off your body hair, you're de-sexing yourself, you're
putting a mask on,
you're making your true female form invisible and into some sort of other caricatured doll type
it's
thing.
Like you're wearing a costume.
Yeah, constantly.
I want to wear a costume on Halloween. Maybe to a costume party.
Maybe New Year's.
Maybe New Year's. I don't want to do it every day.
Yeah, maybe
I'm not going to. Fair. Maybe to a Ren fair.
Not that I want to go to
a special occasion. I love dressing up, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's my shit. It's my jam. But I do it with intention, and I do it on occasion, because I have a bunch of freaking Halloween costumes planned for me and my dog, but I'm not even emotionally prepared to go there yet, because it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
To make a cool anything.
Yeah. So if you're doing this daily, like, so much of your energy is going and going into that, where it could go into other pursuits. And you have to, as a rounded human being, be focusing on other pursuits.
Right. And it's not.
And women are just one track. Focus on this constantly. Put all your energy into this. Fuckable. All your creative energy into that.
It's not a bad thing to care about your appearance. I care about my appearance, okay? I work out. I take a shower sometimes. I do like skin. I'd like to take baths. I do skin stuff. That's important to me. But I want to look like me. I want people to look at me and see me in my true form, and that's what they see. When other people see you in your true form, in your fake form, you know, you're in your fake ass form. And you're probably a fake ass person, which is a great segue.
Yes.
Let's talk about fake feminine relationships. Honey, what's the title of the video?
Fake female friendships.
Fake female friendships.
But relationships generally, this could be with your mother. This could be with your coworkers. It could be with anyone.
Any female. It doesn't have to be just your friends.
Yeah. This does manifest a lot in female friendships, of course.
Definitely.
But a lot of the times women mistake relationships that are not friendships for friendships as well. Mm-hmm. So that's another aspect of this. Yeah. So where do we begin? Where
do we begin?
What about a dog?
Women use other women like men do?
Yeah, women using women like other men do. So this is what I talked about with objectification. But yeah, this is how it manifests. Women using other women, not investing in them. Using them as means to an end. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're not sleeping with her, but how are you treating her like an objectified object in other ways? An objectified object.
An objectified object. Well, hey,
Mercury's on my side today. Gemini is the sun.
The
sun is in Gemini, so we're going to be saying a lot of weird ass shit.
Well, get ready because you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just forgot what you're saying. Okay, so yeah, so fake female relationships are just rampant. I've had a lot of experiences with fake female relationships. You have too.
Yeah.
Many. I have had many. Y'all fucking know who you are. I'm looking at all of you, okay? Y'all know who you are. This video is about and for you. This video is about and for you. And you're going to fucking thank us when you've finished watching it.
Or you won't give a fuck because you're fake.
Ouch. Facts, though. So I had people, women specifically, who I cared about, who I admired, who I got along with, that I wanted to be friends with, and I wanted to learn from them, and I wanted to hang out with them, and I wanted to motivate them and them to motivate me. Guess what? Didn't get it. Didn't get that because these women were seeing me a lot of the time as a means to an end, or they were seeing me as someone cool for them to hang out with, to say that they know.
Oh, I hate that shit. Yeah.
Also, I'm just gonna fucking go here. Come at me, whoever the fuck on the internet wants to say this. Otherwise, I'm good looking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm good looking,
Isn't she?
And you look cool standing next to me. And I know for a fact that a lot of women and a lot of people in general are interested in that aspect alone of me.
Yeah.
And
I've been there.
That's okay, but it's only going to get you so far. And don't fucking act like my friend if you just want to bone me, or you just want to be seen with me. Don't act like my friend if you don't really want to get to know me. Mm-hmm. What have been some of your experiences with what we're talking about?
Oh God, where to begin? I'm
listening.
I feel like this kind of a big part of this that I want to talk about is, but maybe I feel like that'll go into one of the other subjects that we have written, which is about how like a lot of women just wanted to use me as a jumping ground to complain about men or to complain about shit in general. You know, like a lot of women will just, I think for one, I'm empathic. And I'm also, you know, I'm also really radical and I'm pretty smart. And I see things that a lot of other people, I make connections and see things that a lot of people don't. So I've often just been like put in this position of having to like give and give and give so much support and never, ever really getting it back in the same way. Like nobody ever wants to listen to me talk about my problems. And I'm not somebody, you know, I don't talk about my problems much. No. I'm not. If I talk about them, it's rare, but women often do this thing with each other where like their female friendships, their female relationships are just dumping grounds for their toxic shit. They like hash it out. They get built up enough with enough quote unquote ginergy, basically is what I call it, that female creative energy. They talk, they exchange enough in that. And that's the basis of their relationship. And I feel like so many of my female friendships have been that, where it's like this, it's this dumping ground where like, let's just hash out this toxic shit, build each other up just enough to keep going through it. Never, once you start to hold them accountable and be like, well, when are you going to leave him? When are you going to do this? Like, when are you going to stop doing these behaviors? Like, I had one woman who like, go ahead. I gave so much of my fucking time and energy to this woman, so much emotional support, so much. And like, she left this fucking guy and I was so happy for her. I was so proud. And what does she fucking do as soon as she's free? She goes and gets another fucking dick. And then she wants to talk to me about it. Like, and our relationship was and she also had done a lot of stuff where she was like being flirtatious with me and shit like that. And, this happens to a lot of lesbians too, where like you'll put a lot of energy and investment into like, a straight woman, right? And like, especially if it's a situation where some guy is treating her like shit. And then if you are like, you need to leave him, you're the fucking problem.
You're the problem.
You're the problem.
And yeah,
why are you obsessed with me? Are you in love with me? No, I'm concerned. And women do shit like this to each other. It's so gross.
It's so gross. That's definitely happened to me multiple times. And it's definitely happened to me where like a woman cares more about her. Y'all know who you are? You fucking cool ass women who I totally tried to get with and love. Y'all left me for a guy when I fucking knew you wanted me. I still know you want me. I know y'all want me, okay?
How could you not?
How could you not? But y'all were too chicken shit not to fucking leave your men for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I understand why that is. But I know it's because y'all are afraid to actually love a woman. I know it's because y'all are really caught up in appearances and you want to be the good straight girl.
You want to be normal.
You want to be normal.
You don't want to be like us.
You don't want to be like us. You don't want to be that kind of woman. So you grovel back to your fucking abusive guy because, well, he's a guy. Oh, Leah's so cool. I would love to be with Leah. Leah's everything. Leah's this. Leah's that. That guy's got a cock that I'm trying to ride.
Yeah, and it's not even about the sex either because y'all know they can't fuck.
Y'all know
they can't
and
fuck.
Intercourse is designed for the guy.
Boring.
That's why guys are so obsessed with penetration. That's why sex has been defined as PIV. Okay. Anyway, my point is that those women were not, because if they came to terms with loving me and they started actually loving me, then they would have to actually love themselves as a woman because I love myself as a woman. And they weren't ready to do that.
No.
Which is sad.
It's
like,
sad.
Think about that. That's pathetic. For real.
It's sad. I just want to respond. Some women are sharing some pretty serious things in the comment section. So I want to thank you all for sharing this stuff about, getting dumped.
Yeah, we want to hear. We want to hear all about it.
I'm reading your comments. I'm not reading them out loud, but I am reading them. Like, yeah. I mean, so many women, even in the context of like straight women having friendships, their friends are often a placeholder for a fucking dude, as one woman referred to herself. You were friends with someone for 6 years and then they just disappeared on you once they got a guy. What the fuck?
I had this friend who if her man was in the room, she would ignore me.
Oh, I hate shit like that.
She could not even, we were just friends. Okay, we were just friends, but I considered her to be a good friend of mine. But if her dude was in the room, all eyes were on him and all attention was being paid to him. And I couldn't even fucking get a word in edgewise. because she was that focused on the dick. We were really young, but like, don't ignore me if we're hanging out together and your man shows up.
Yeah, no.
Tell him to get lost.
Yeah.
Because this is us time. If a guy walked in here right now, I'd be like, get the fuck out. I'm with Terry.
We're hiding, dude.
We're doing a video like bye. Speaking of which, a guy he fucking called me at 3 a.m. last night. He didn't even call me at 3 a.m. He called me at 2:51 a.m.
2:51.
But I was trying to fucking sleep.
Of course you did. Yuck.
Yuck. Okay, let's read some of the comments. I hate it when friends get really controlling, abusive boyfriends, and before she gets isolated, you hang out with both of them, and he's a passive-aggressive dick. Been there.
They don't defend you.
Nope, they don't defend you.
Oh, let me share this story. So this woman who I was part of a anti-porn organization with, where we would bash men, cut up men, talk about how fucked up pornography was. You know, we were pissed off about this issue. We spent a like holiday together, Thanksgiving. We spent Thanksgiving together with her family. Like I was invited to their event.
That's nice.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm
That's
friends with
nice.
like other people in their family.
Sure.
So she and I hadn't seen each other for a while. Anyway, she's one of these girls who, I don't know, still, even though she's like my age, she's not figured out that you don't need a guy.
Wow.
Yeah, even though she's bisexual, you know, she still hasn't figured out she doesn't need a man. So, anyway, like, she brought her boyfriend to this Thanksgiving event, and of course, she prepped him about what a man-hater I am. You can always tell. Don't fucking do that with your men. Don't, if you know, we're hanging out, don't tell your boyfriend, don't prep them that, oh, you need to be careful because she's a feminist and she kind of doesn't like men very much. Don't fucking do that shit. You're setting me up. You're setting me up, and you're babying a man.
Yourself and you're babying your friend.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, like I could tell she had done that, and so he was kissing my ass, and I was like immediately like, red flag. Why is he kissing my ass?
Right.
No need to kiss my ass, dude. No need to kiss my ass. So, you know, I just didn't really give in to any of his bullshit. Like I could see through him, obviously, like you can with men a mile away. Their intentions are fucking clear as soon as they come at you. I find if you're awake, you know exactly, do they want to fuck you? Do they want something else? Easy. It was clear that he wanted to show, you know, his girlfriend what a reasonable guy he is and that he's not like other dudes and blah, blah, blah. He's like other dudes, of course. He's a prick.
Big shock.
I'll tell you some other shit he did too. But so he like, we're just having like, we're playing this game. I'm talking to someone else, or they're playing this game. They're playing Settlers of Catan or some shit. I don't fucking know. Some nerdy bullshit.
I love this game.
I'm chilling. I'm kind of talking with someone else in the other room about a couple of political things because, like, they were also in the same organization. And he just fucking gets involved. And he's like, so let me ask you, do you hate men? And I was like, yeah, I guess I do. Because it was like, okay, here we go. His fake ass veneers coming off, right? And then he's like, oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. But you have to hate women too. And I was like, no, I don't. He's like, well, you do because whatever dumbass reason this Neanderthal was fucking spitting at me about why I should hate women because I hate men, quote unquote, hate men, whatever. That's the whole other fucking subject. So yeah, that kind of pissed me off. And I was like, just kind of like, listening to him like he like is like kind of getting up and being aggressive, like you know how men are physically intimidated when they can't do, or they're like not physically, they're intimidating but they can't do shit, so they have to like shake out their aggression in some other fucking way. He's like doing that and he's like, no man, it's just fucked up, like so he got all upset about this subject that he brought up. That he brought up. Way to go. Mind you. And then like of course she's just sitting there watching, not saying shit, not defending the politics that we share, supposedly. This is a feminist. So this is like, I want you to think about, this is a supposedly radical feminist, right? So at that point, I was done with her. Like, good. I was fucking done with her.
Good.
Yeah, and when people have asked, oh, can we bring her to, like, certain things? I'm like, no. Not until she fucking apologizes to me.
Woman up!
apologize to me for letting your man shit on me and not defending our politics. It's not even about defending me. It's about defending women's right to not like men if they fucking choose to.
Okay, let's talk about that for 1 second. You know what? I don't get it. I know of a lot of women who claim to be radical feminists, okay?
Mhm.
But they get all upset when a woman says she hates men.
Yeah, they
Okay,
get upset.
I have heard I don't even know I can't even count how many fucking people of color I have heard say, I hate white people. I hate all white people. Does that upset, as a white person, does that upset me? Well, sure, it does. Okay. But clearly that person has had enough personal experiences to be able to say loud and proud, I hate white people. I'm going to fucking step back and believe them. Okay. I'm not going to be like, I would rather fucking be dead in the ground, in a ditch, in an urn than be like, excuse me.
Not all white people.
Not all white people.
Not all men.
Fucking put me in an urn before that shit. But when women are like, oh, I can't believe she said she hates men.
What about those of us who have
I have a husband and a son. Bitch, did you hear what I said? And yeah, I'm going to fucking call you that because that's what you're acting like. Woman up. Listen to me. Open your eyes.
Stop being a common she-dog.
Facts.
My feminist son.
Facts. Okay, so you said your friend needs to apologize to you.
Yeah, well, we're not friends now.
Well, I know, but she didn't apologize to you, and that's so interesting because I had a falling out with another friend. She's actually the gal. Well, we're not friends anymore, but she is the gal who really turned me on to radical feminism. So I'll be forever indebted to her for that. However, long story short, at one point, she was very unreasonable to me. She just acted in a way that was not acceptable.
Yeah.
And that happens. Okay. If you're really upset, I know for a fact she has a lot of baggage, doesn't excuse it, but it does happen. Okay. People do act unreasonably.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like let it cool down for a few days. And then I messaged her and I was like, hey, I'm ready to talk about Saturday when you are. And she was like, I don't need to talk about it. And I was like, okay, well, you offended me. So if you want to continue being my friend, you're going to need to apologize to me. And she was like, I don't need to apologize to you. Blah, 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 blah. And I explained to her very clearly that she had offended me. She was rude to me and she should just apologize. And it's not a big deal. Yeah. But she refused to do so because she couldn't handle me being real with her.
Oh, God.
So now we're not friends, which is fine.
And people like that always demand you apologize.
Yeah, they always, yeah. And it was somehow my fault. Yeah. Like she was saying that I was being unreasonable. And she kept bringing something up that wasn't even a part of the problem. And I was like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that you treated me in a way that was not okay. And now you need to apologize to me. And she was just like, no.
You know what I see that as?
What?
This dynamic of women using radical feminism to feel superior to other women, which is another feminine behavior.
Sure.
Using your politics to be like, I'm so much better than other women, which is a big problem. Like, as if you haven't done the fucking work on yourself to get out of that mentality of like, I'm better. Like, I'm not better. It's not even better. It's about superiority. It's like, I'm higher.
I'm above
on some fucking.
I'm above
you.
Her. I'm above that.
That happens to me a lot in like relationships. Actually, I've dealt with that quite a bit in the radical feminist movement. Like, just they love you, they want you. People are all into you. They get what they can out of you, and then when they don't have anything for you because you're like, whatever, they can just throw you away.
Yeah, that's
shitty.
That's not cool.
It's shitty.
Cool. It's not cool to just throw people away.
No.
And I've had a lot of people do that to
Women
me.
do that to each other.
A lot of women have done that to me, have just thrown me away. You know what? If a friendship really isn't working out, this has never happened to me, but I'm saying hypothetically, or whatever, just say so. Just be like, hey, actually my friend did that recently. Like, she was really annoyed with one of her friends and she was just like, I cannot deal with the way you're treating me, blah, blah, blah. But her friend was actually cool about it. this was actually a happy ending. She thought her friend would be like, well, okay, bye. But her friend was like, wow, I'm so sorry you feel this way. I don't want you to feel that way. I feel so bad that you think I'm treating you that way.
Yeah.
I would really like to continue being your friend. They worked through it. Okay. So yeah, sometimes you need to work through things, but if you don't want to be friends with someone, just say so. Don't be a fucking catty middle school child about it. But for that matter, like why would you just want to throw someone away? Like, I feel like that is so messed up. Like, if you want to kind of pull back a little bit, like still know this person but not have as much interaction, that's one thing. But if you just want to like throw someone away, like I have had many women do to me, I feel bad for you. There is something wrong with you if you're going to throw a valuable person out of your life. And you don't even know why, because I know none of y'all can even say why. And y'all can say why, but it's a dumbass fake reason.
Yeah, or like, oh man, the reason they might give you is like petty.
So petty.
And you know it's not why they're actually upset.
No.
But they don't want to fucking emotionally go there for some fucking reason. As if, like, I don't know. You only criticize women. Jamada D, yeah, there's a reason for that. I'm going to tell you why. Women can change.
Wow.
Not my job to change men. Men
True.
need to change themselves. I'm not focused on changing men. I'm focused on changing women. I'm focused on talking to women and changing women. I'm not focused on talking to men and getting them to change themselves. Not my fucking problem.
Yeah, they don't
if
want
straight
to.
Women want to fucking talk to their husbands and shit and waste their lives doing that, fine. Not my fucking issue. Not my time. I'm about women here.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that women
I'm being real about problems that women have in their behavior.
Women don't care about other women enough. They'll just go back to men.
Yeah.
They'll just revert back to men, and that's what all the women I was interested in loving did.
Mm-hmm.
Or not even necessarily to men specifically, their husband, their boyfriend, fiance, whatever, to men's thinking. They will just revert back to this male-centric thing because it's what's comforting for them and what they know.
It's safer.
And they don't want to come to terms with the fact that they need to fucking question their realities. That's what I've done. That's what I've fucking done. That's what I try to do with my friends. People I consider my friends that I care about. I will call you out on your shit. Do you understand me? If you're doing some dumb thing that should not continue, I'm going to tell you, look, this is what you're doing. This is what it's doing to you, and you should stop. I can't make you stop. Only you can do that. And a lot of women that I've known, I've done that to, and they're like, wow, you're a bitch. Bye. Pardon me?
Okay. Another thing I want to talk about. Why are you sad, ponderous pug? We notice you. We see you out there. Don't be sad. You know, you're like, I see your name. It's like the first thing I notice. Hi.
Hello.
You know her too, actually. So she probably doesn't want me to give
Hi,
her real name.
pug.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
But hello anyway.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this reminded me of how women, right, hold women to higher standards than they do the men in their life.
Absolutely.
Your man could cheat on you. He could fucking leave you for 2 weeks on your anniversary. He could fucking rape your fucking kids. All manner of things.
He can rape you.
But, your friend, might have some mental health issues. Just shit like that. Your friend might be going through an illness.
Your friend's a lesbian.
Your friend's a fucking lesbian, and it makes you feel weird because deep down you are too. Looking at you, girls. All right. So, yeah, you hold women to higher standards, way higher standards that you ever hold men to. You don't forgive women. You're not open to it. A woman like fucking up on you is, it's an unforgivable betrayal. But yeah, you'll like let men treat you like shit, like dogs.
Because they're men. Because you so desperately want to be that woman who's with that guy because appearances that this is true of me. Okay. I have done this. I have dealt with so much unacceptable behavior from men because they were hot, because they were trying to fuck, because I liked them. I have let them get away with unforgivable things. Not anymore, because I don't fucking talk to these assholes anymore. But like, I've let them get away with unforgivable things because reasons. And I no longer do that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing my best not to continue that behavior because I know it's bad. And I know I shouldn't do it. But these other women who fucking run back to their men because dick.
Because privilege.
Because privilege.
Normalcy is
You're
a privilege. All right. Being perceived as normal and having validation for your status in the world, that you are valid, that you are lovable as a woman by, getting the attention of a man, that you are worthwhile. Women chase that. And it's so lame.
It's so lame.
I just need to respond to Michael Duke. I have heard your message about wanting to bring back national service, okay? I got your comments. I've gotten your 2 comments here. I'm glad you are passionate about this. Little off topic, though. Just a little off topic. But thank you for sharing your passion about it. Women will forgive men for absolutely everything because women know they have to cater to men. Otherwise, these men will leave them. And women are conditioned to think that male affection is everything. But it's not just about male affection, is it? It's about the fact that a lot of women don't have ambition.
They don't have ambition. They don't have money. They don't have a car. They don't have a job. They don't have a life. But they have a man who can kind of, sort of, but not really at all, appears to fill those roles.
Mm-hmm.
That's not.
They want
That's not reality. You want a house, okay?
You wanna not have to you don't want to have to live where you are ultimately responsible. You want to shove the responsibility onto him, and it keeps you infantile.
It keeps you infantile.
And then your relationships with women are shallow, and your consciousness is shallow because you don't know how to do it yourself.
No,
or you don't want to do it yourself ultimately because it's hard.
Because it's hard. Me.
Thank you, Naomi Ferry.
It's like to call a sociopath nice because he smiles a lot.
I'm not following Jamada's. I think Jamada is from, just from its comments, I think a totally different culture. So,
can we block him?
We don't have to block him. I just think,
But can we block him?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't want to. I just think, in some ways, some of the comments he leaves about, what you're saying here is but I don't think being nice is always a good thing. I talked about it, a few times. Yeah. No, I don't want to, Jamada. So don't worry about it.
Alrighty. I want to talk. Lesbian TV says, I love this. I also relate to trying to help women, liberate themselves. How do you avoid coming off preachy or like you are taking over? Well, you're not going to avoid coming off that way. Sorry. It's just going to be how you seem. And I am really sick of women, not being able to handle hard-hitting messages, not being able to handle complex messages, not being able to handle things that are upsetting to them.
Well, they'll listen to it from a man, though.
They'll listen to it from a man, but they won't listen to it from a woman. They'll be like,
Jordan Peterson telling me to clean my room. Oh, hot damn. But Terry and Leah saying it. Oh, they're just women.
Right. They're just women. Oh, who cares what they say? Yeah. You're going to come off as preachy or like you're taking over, but you know what you're fucking talking about. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And we're right. And it is shocking. All the negative comments I've seen on these fucking videos, on the other few videos.
Yeah.
Shocking how uneducated these people are and how they want to flaunt it by commenting. You are showboating your ignorance. You are showboating your stupidity. And you think you're smart, but you're not. Why did I bring this up? Yeah, so I'm just saying, if you know that you're right, and a lot of the time I'm sure you are because you're a freaking channel called Lesbian TV.
Oh, she's very right. We need
know
to get
that.
together.
Know that you're right. Act like you're right, and don't be afraid to come off like you're preachy or you're taking over, because you're right, and you deserve to be heard.
You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it, be preachy. You know what? We are in crisis as a people, all right? Women are suffering. Let's be preachy. Let's be fucking preachy. Fuck it. Fuck it. Tired of this game. Tired of this.
We need to be preachy. These things matter, and women just don't want to hear it because, I don't know, fifis or some dumb shit. But
feelings. We
need to evolve, and we need to become stronger women, and we're not going to do that without coming off as a little abrasive.
Jamada, they're talking about the concept of niceness. I think my next video, just like my personal video I'm going to do, is on niceness and getting over and wanting to be nice. So for those of you who struggle with that, we're going to do some journal work, whatever. I'm going to write some shit out, and I'm going to help you figure out how to stop being nice.
Sounds good.
You know, and kind of, but not be mean either, but to be a more evolved state of being, because nice is unevolved. Honestly, it's unevolved. So I will be doing that for you, my subscribers.
Yes, 4 women are killed every single day due to domestic violence. We need to be preachy. I think it's more than that. Worldwide.
A woman is raped every minute. A woman dies every minute from childbirth.
Yeah, we need to be preachy. We need to preach.
Not every minute, but every 10 minutes.
Frequently.
So,
preach. I need to get it. Sure.
Trying to not compromise your values while on the job. Jesus, I don't know what to say there.
Where? That one?
Yeah, that's a topic. How to not compromise your values while on the job. You have to compromise your values on the job. That's capitalism. Yeah. But there's ways of getting around it, and like defeminizing, still looking professional, shit like that. So maybe we can talk about that. Ultimately, like, what you want to do is look like a dyke. Then they can't fuck with you, or it's discrimination. So anyway, or just be one.
Sure, but doesn't that make it even more important to get people to listen to you? People get turned off by preachy stuff.
Well, then fuck them.
Listen, fucking MLK was a preacher. He was a pastor, and he said some preachy things, but he was right a lot of the time. Look what he got done.
Okay. If people cannot handle hearing something that's passionate, something that's real, the fact that we are in a moral crisis as human beings,
we are,
that the world is dying, if they are not fucking ready to deal with that, because I don't want to be preached at, fuck them. They're not warriors for the cause. I'm not interested in converting those people. I'm interested in converting people who fucking are alive.
Those people are gonna die.
Those people are dead inside.
They're dead inside, and they're gonna get freaking munched up by lava or fire.
Well, then you go do that. You go figure out converting those idiots that are dead inside. I'm not interested in those people. I'm interested about people who care already. Like getting them to care about women. Because there's a lot of people out there who care about subjects, don't they? They care about war. They care about the environment. They care about fucking indigenous land rights. Of course, all of these are important fucking topics. But they don't see women's struggle against male rule, male domination as important. And it's just as important. It's a big part of the problem. If men didn't run things, do you think things would be run this way?
Do you?
Do you really? Yeah, and I mean this again, it's the whole class subject with this thing as well. Like, I don't have to change who I am or how I speak or how I express myself. If somebody's not willing to listen to me because of the way I speak, because of my education, because of where I come from, or the fact that I'm passionate, that's on them.
That is on them.
That's them.
That's their problem.
That's
not yours.
them. And all of you watching who are afraid to speak up and stuff because maybe you don't think you are as articulate as everyone else, or whatever fucking judgment you have about yourself, or reason why you think people aren't going to take you seriously. Take yourself seriously, because none of that shit matters. And if you're really going to find people to work with to change the world, you have to fucking be willing to speak up. And you also have to be willing to listen as well, even if you don't like the way things are being expressed. It's not how it's being expressed, it's what's being expressed, okay? People are a virus. You can't control them, only mediate the damage. Okay.
I don't think we should.
I don't know where you're going with that. I don't know where you're going with that.
What else do we want to talk about? Cool girl syndrome.
Cool girl syndrome. Yeah. Well, we should talk about this because we both had experiences with this. And what I wrote that kind of is part of that is women siding in conflicts or siding with men in conflicts when it's unnecessary to do so and actually harms the other woman. Where women will make a choice consciously, and if they don't even fucking agree to go with men. Mm-hmm. So do you want to kind of expand, or can I go into an example I had?
Why don't you go ahead?
So I experienced this quite a bit back in the day on YouTube when I was doing like these anti-pornography videos. Like that was my main subject. I did a lot of those, and it's what caught me the most hell. And I had a lot of women privately looking into things, messaging me, telling me that they'd never looked at pornography before. They didn't realize what a social problem it was. They didn't realize how, really awful the porn industry is, let alone the content of it. They never actually allowed themselves to look. Because, what do you hear in the media? What do you get? The liberal line? It's that, it's consenting adults. It's all good, whatever. People do what they want to do, blah, 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 blah. All that horseshit, right?
Horseshit.
Yeah, which is horseshit. And it's thought-stopping horseshit, basically. That's all I have to say about that. So I woke a few women up and they decided to look themselves and they were horrified and they would message me. And these were often bigger channels than mine, too. That's the thing. Women with more fucking subscribers, women with more influence. And they were writing to me and they were privately, oh my God, thank you for, doing these videos. I agree with you. I don't think I can talk about the subject, but I totally agree with you. I'm sorry you're getting such hell. And then what would they do? What did these bitches do? They went in comment sections and fucking trashed me to men. And I would see it and I'd be like, hey, fuck you. And they'd be like, oh, you're a bitch. Why are you so fake? Why are you so fucking weak and fake and so invested in male approval? You dog.
You're a dog who did that, or fucking dogs?
You're dogs. Yeah.
For real.
Let's get you are weak. You're a sellout. You have no dignity. And I don't respect you. Not that you give a shit. Because obviously you don't respect me either.
You just want to go back to riding dick.
Because I'm female. And you are, but you have the nerve, and God will be like, I'm a feminist.
No, you're not.
Fuck all of you.
No, you're not. You're a misogynist.
All you care about is dick and getting male approval.
You want to dick worship.
Pathetic.
Dick. Very pathetic.
And yeah, I'm pissed about it. I will never stop being pissed about that. It was cruel. I was being horrendously bullied. And those times when people are like, hey, Terry, I support you. Those mattered. And then to turn around and fucking do that, weak.
Very weak. Very not cool. That reminds me.
One of those women has had a daughter since then. Poor thing.
Way to go.
Way to go. Stupid.
I hope you learned from your stupid behavior and have advanced beyond it, matured beyond it, for the sake of your daughter.
Why do women hate each other? Because we live in patriarchy and we are taught to hate other women.
I was going to say about women vying for male approval. Mm-hmm. So when I was outed as a TERF to one of my former friends, we had this mutual friend, they kind of knew each other, but I knew both of them better than they knew each other. I think. But so they kind of teamed up and then broke up with me in a really cruel and middle school way because they didn't like that I'm a TERF. And they also didn't even fucking ask me about my opinions. They didn't get clarity on them.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing.
And like, for example, if Terry were to come to me today and say, hey, Leah, I'm going to join the KKK, I'd be like, what on earth makes you say that? I thought you were really anti-KKK. I thought you were totally anti-racism. Why the fuck are you doing that? I wouldn't be like, wow, fuck you, bitch, racist, bye. Yeah. I mean, I would be thinking that, but I would want to know.
But you'd be concerned.
I would be very concerned about her.
Why have you
I would want to know why. I would want her to articulate it to me. I would want to know what was fucking going on with her. I wouldn't just write her off. And for that matter, I wouldn't like gang up on her with another woman and then break up with her like we're in goddamn middle school and trashing. They got together, teamed up, had a little trashing Leah session, which built them both up. And then one of them actually had the audacity to break up with me in person, which
at least she did it
in person, but still she was an idiot about it. I was like, can you define what a woman is without using stereotypes? And she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And she was like, I don't want to be friends anymore. And I was like, okay, why? And she was like, because you exclude trans women. I said, and you're excluding me. I saw the fucking light bulb go off in her head. She even laughed. She was like, yeah. And then she couldn't even deal with it because she wanted to go back to dick worshiping and hearing what trans women say by throwing me under the bus with our other friend.
Because they're, even if you don't have a relationship with them, because a lot of these allies like and shit don't even have any people in their life who are actually trans like some of us do. Like, so they fucking are like, oh, this man who I don't even fucking know.
I don't even know.
Is more important than you.
But I worship
women in my life. Woman who has spent her time and emotional energy on me. Woman who probably loves me. Okay. This thing that women do, the trashing, is a big part of femininity. And like as soon as I see it, I'm out of there. Women often, instead of like dealing with women in a principled way, will do this shitty little tactic, and they'll often gang up. It's a gang tactic for sure. Gang.
Hive mind mentality.
It's a hive mind tactic. It's like, okay, well, we don't want to like deal with this properly, or we kind of maybe there's some reason why we don't want her.
Let's be immature together.
Let's be immature together. Let's trash her, either to her face or behind her back. It doesn't really matter. Let's trash her, build ourselves up, realize that, oh, no. She has no right, no reason to be upset with us, right? In those cases. No. It's all.
We're the righteous ones.
We're the righteous ones.
She's the wrong one.
Right? And then what do? Then they decide, okay, well, because by building each other up off of basically eviscerating another woman's character, they get a high off of it. By building themselves up in that way, they have the strength to cut her out. And it's shitty.
It's shitty and it's childish.
It's childish.
It's not an okay thing to do as an adult.
It's cruel as well. Like, and it's so counter to.
It's super like mean-spirited.
It's mean-spirited,
like, I certainly don't like people some of the time, but I'm not going to go out of my way to really hurt them and be a bitch to them and make sure they're having a horrible time. If I really don't like you, I'm just going to stay away. And you go do your thing over there. I'm going to stay over here. But I'm not going to like go fuck with you just to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not cool.
No. Or to use you as a way to get a feeling of superiority, which is what the trashing and the high, again, sadomasochism. It's sadomasochism.
It is.
Femininity is sadomasochism. And sadomasochism is bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. If you weren't aware, it's bad.
It's really bad.
It's bad. And it destroys people. It destroys love. It destroys intimacy. It destroys relationships. It is not okay.
No.
And it's a fundamental part of the ways in which we as human beings are disconnected from each other through this dominance and submission sort of game. Dom sub game, or, you know, sadistic, masochistic game, which is more true.
I just want to read what Bright Star said. So many women stopped being my friend IRL for some Tim, trans-identified male, and then got mad at when I wasn't sad about them excluding me, LOL. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Because when you're confident in yourself and your beliefs, women hate you for it. And men hate you for it too. I cannot tell you how many fucking times I have gotten written up at work for fucking sticking up for myself when I needed to, and I deserved to. Because that's not the nice way to act.
Again, gotta undo the niceness. Next video, probably gonna be about that. I think I put away my notes, but let me see, what else do I have? So yeah. Oh, yeah. Women use other women for validation a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They just
validate my emotions big time, instead of like having a real one-on-one dialogue, intercourse, you know.
Right. Yeah. My friend I was telling you about, who would talk to me all the time about her boyfriend problems. Like she would talk to me all the time about her boyfriend problems, and you know, I did want to hear about them because I did care about her as my friend, and she wanted my advice, and so, you know, I wanted to help her out. But whenever I would say, like, so we would talk about that, but I would bring something up like that I was doing or that I was interested in, she would kind of be like, okay. Like, she wouldn't want to talk about it. She wouldn't want to hear about it because she just wanted to vent to me about her stupid ass guy problems. And she didn't really care about me as a person.
Yeah.
And we're not friends anymore, needless to say.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, treating women like they're disposable is such a shitty thing, you know? Like,
that's a really
ghosting. That's another thing. A lot of the time, many women, and this ties into like friendship itself, like the nature of it in this society. I think because people put the family on such a pedestal, you see, and you know, heterosexual relationships on such a pedestal, we don't value friendship in the same ways, even though your friend, you got to think about it. Friends are people that you choose to associate with.
Right.
They're people that you willingly enter into those arrangements with, you know?
Right.
You just called some women dogs. Yeah, because they were acting like dogs.
That way. That's why. Women deserve to be called out on their shit. And that is sometimes insulting to other women, but other women are insulting themselves by behaving that way to begin with.
I mean, you know, you don't have to be a dog.
You don't have to be a fucking dog.
You don't have to go fucking trash me. I mean, I'm calling them dogs because they were trashing me. Like, they fucking did the thing. Like, they were pretending to be my friend, and then, you know, behind my back, or where I could fucking see, were fucking like, fuck Terry. Yeah. She's a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
and those gals who,
like, no, it's not trashing. They're acting like dogs.
They're acting like dogs.
I don't see that as trashing. I'm not high on it. I'm not getting a high off of it. Trashing is a phenomenon.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I should put links to like some descriptions of what trashing is. Sure. I don't see talking about what you did as trashing.
No. And if it was something shitty that you did, then it was something shitty that you did. And maybe you deserve some harsh criticism for doing something shitty to another person.
Using the term dog to like wake you up that you're acting like a fucking submissive dog.
Those gals who dumped me for being a TERF would rather have been some man's bitch than another woman's comrade. Come at me, Hops.
I love when you're like, come at me, Hops.
Come at me, Hops. Y'all are fucking Hops.
Hops.
And y'all need to grow up and learn the true value of womanhood, of women. And you're refusing to do so by just trashing other women and dumping other women because they have an opinion.
Yeah. I would willingly take any woman back that apologized to me for this shit.
Me too.
And was real about it. For real.
I would too.
And I would be more than fucking willing to. And I have. Like, in maybe one instance where a woman fucking thought that our relationship between us was worth fucking working through shit.
It's worth it. Okay? Oh my God.
Well, why the fuck are you here, Samantha, if you think we're hypocrites? Just to say that? Okay, you've made your point.
I've worked through...
Why are you here? Like, whatever.
I worked through things with some of my friends, and then we're better friends afterwards.
That's nice when
you can work through a problem and get through it, it's good and it brings you closer. Yeah. And I think that's often why women like reject other women, because they don't really want to be that close with another woman.
Yeah, that's true.
That's too much. That's too close.
Yeah, you want to. Okay. Let's talk about ghosting. Okay, so I was talking about ghosting. I was talking about the ways in which women just, don't value their friendships, treat other women as disposable. A big part of it is like fear of real intimacy with another person.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you want an intimate relationship, a lot of women who relate to men and are dissatisfied with it, you don't want that. You want a woman. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, you're upset that your male friends aren't women. You're like, why doesn't he do that?
Connect with you in the same way.
Why does he do this? Why does he do that? Because he's not a woman. And you need women. You need to have women in your life to be healthy. You cannot be grounded. You cannot be together if you don't have other women in your fucking life. You're going to be chasing after shit that's got nothing to do with you.
That's why men make up this dumb shit. That's why men market all this dumb shit to us, is because we believe it and it's a distraction and we run after it and we seek it out. Meanwhile, not becoming really developed humans and developing really good, close relationships with other women.
Yeah.
It keeps us weak. It keeps us limited.
Yeah. God, I can't tell you like the amount of women that are just like so cold and distant, when they, want to, I don't know, when you're trying to have a friendship with them, or when you like, I don't know, like, have you ever told like a woman that you loved her and she got all fucking weird about it? Like,
yeah, actually,
like it's weird to love your friend who you've invested so much of your like heart energy into or something. Yeah, I've had that happen quite a few times, and I'm just like, and it's not like I'm not one of those people that's like immediately like, oh, I love you so much. Like, it's usually like with a friend too. It's usually after like years.
Sure.
Fuck, dude. Like, what's up with that? Dead inside, dude. Dead inside. Not open to other women. It sucks.
That does really suck.
And I think another thing about this is, a lot of women get so hurt, get so fucking hurt. Yeah, trans women are sexist men.
No, I was saying hi, non-JO.
Oh, non-JO's here? Oh, yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying? Women get so hurt? Women get so
fucking hurt and burnt out by a lot of this shit that a lot of them give up trying to have close female friendships after a certain time because it's so painful to go through this shit.
Yeah. They don't even realize.
It's so painful to get treated this way. It's so
it's hard to be a real developed human being with intention. That's fucking hard to do. Okay? It is. It's easier to just be a dumbass zombie and go around doing whatever it is men say they want you to do and doing it because you're not fucking autonomous. You're not. Mm-hmm. But it's harder. It's better to actually pursue being you, your ambition, developing yourself as a person than any other stupid fucking distraction you could just funnel your energy into.
Mm-hmm. Your creative energy is a force to be reckoned with if it is channeled properly.
Yeah.
And so many of you are bending over and letting guys hit your fucking root chakra and suck it all out. Not good.
It's true. That's true. That's
not good.
I cannot say how fucking true that is. And women don't even realize they're doing
they
it.
don't even realize what's going on.
They just think it's fine. They think it's okay.
And you wonder why you have anxiety and you're not grounded and like you can't seem to figure out what to do. You're putting your energy in shit that is not productive. So one more thing I wanted to mention is that women have real trouble having a relationship with themselves, being alone.
Yeah.
A lot of women fear being alone, and so they pursue these like fake superficial relationships to avoid being alone. But you are alone, you know? That's the thing. You're alone in those relationships anyway.
You are.
So,
and like
yeah.
you need to be comfortable with yourself, because when you're comfortable with yourself and your point of view, you can share it properly with other people who may have the same thing, and that's a good thing.
Do you want to answer this? What do you make of Rose McGowan question? Should we?
Okay, sure.
Well,
she's fine. And that dude, that Chimo, he's a child molester, I will add, who threw a goddamn tantrum in a public place, was the one who was out of line.
Andy Dyer, yeah,
he's a child molester. He's a child molester. Yeah, he's also a child molester. So anyone who's
the whines about being raped more than females that he fucking rapes.
We should listen to me. I'm going to this person's public speaking event, go and interrupt, say nothing intelligent, and ruin the whole fucking day. Meanwhile, he's raping children. Yeah. He did rape a child. I don't want to listen to a child rapist. I want to listen to Rose McGowan.
Yeah.
Okay? and if you're going to be immature AF and just throw a fucking tantrum, someone did that where I used to work. Mm-hmm. A trans person threw a tantrum where I used to work. What? Well, you had to like present your ID. Mm-hmm. And so I wasn't even there. Okay. I wasn't even there, but I heard about this. He or she had,
we have some Rose McGowan friends and fans in the
good.
She's doing good work.
So he or she was called the wrong pronoun by my coworker.
Oh no.
And because on the legal document, the legal governmental document, it said what he or she didn't identify as, and he or she threw a goddamn absolute fucking tantrum.
Oh God.
And, like, was screaming and was gonna call Portland LGBT Center or something. And so my coworker got in trouble for that. She was also a woman, I will add. And then everyone, it was mostly women who worked there, got a talking to about that. How you need to really make sure you respect people's pronouns before you misgender them. No. Okay, but cool. None of us threw a tantrum at work. That didn't happen.
How do you figure out somebody's pronouns without relying on fucking stereotypes?
Gee, I don't know. You can't.
I can. I just look at what they fucking are.
That's easy.
I'm not playing. I'm so tired of the pronoun game. I hope you are too, people out there, because it's a fucking trap. And it's gaslighting. It's gaslighting. Referring to somebody who's obviously male as a female is just fucking gaslighting. It's submissive. Submissive. And the other thing of this is, for a lot of these guys, it's a fetish. Yeah. So when you call them by that pronoun, you are actively fucking engaging in their fucking fetish.
Wait. We're gonna read that comment.
That is
so. We're gonna read that comment from the thing from the last video of that gal who said that cool thing about makeup.
Oh yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So in terms of Rose McGowan, my opinion is that the work she's doing is pretty cool. I like that she's passionate and angry. I don't like her playing the pronoun game or trying to appease the transsexual cult at all, but it's a hard thing. I understand. Right. And, it's not really even what she's about, but of course she has to in some way address it because these people are narcissists and have to make everything about them. And yeah, what else to say about it? I mean, I don't know. There's also some problematic elements with Rose too. I mean, she's obviously had plastic surgery.
No one is perfect.
Makeup.
No one on this planet is perfect.
Yeah, so
I'm not perfect. She's not perfect.
Don't you think women manipulate men for everything? Yes, I do. And I don't agree with that. I think women should stop doing that. And I think women should have ambition and direct their own lives. That's what I would like to encourage women to do. Instead of trying to manipulate things out of men, be an adult.
Be an adult.
And take care of your things for yourself.
Take care of your own things.
And then have relationships with others based on, maybe something mutual that you share.
I have to wonder, this is from BBK. I have to wonder if the drag queen makeup trend is related to the sudden trans activism that says trans women are women and real vaginas are just front holes. I'm not kidding. Look at the Kardashian-Jenner connection, contouring, baking mania, requires more makeup, more consumerism. It's all to sell more products to girls who think they need to layer themselves like RuPaul before they're acceptable to society. The more real women look like drag queens, the easier it is for trans women to blend in and pretend to be actual women. I watch makeup tutorials, and half that shit is just ritual. They spread it on, then wipe it off, repeat. It's mental illness. So
I love that comment.
Me too. That's an excellent comment, but that kind of plays into what we're talking about now, is that like trans women are fake women.
Mm-hmm.
And since women are so fake so frequently to begin with, I guess that makes it easier for them to accept actual fake women as women.
It was on, I think, our last video or one of the last 2 streams we did. Maybe the first one and the second one. I think it was on the makeup is BS one. So you can check it out there. There were some good comments. There were some dumb comments, but mostly good. Thanks, y'all. So yeah, I mean, you have to understand, this is the reason why people are so willing to associate femininity with womanhood and think that a performance of femininity is all that is required to be a woman. Whereas being a woman is just what you are. You're either a woman or you're not, right? It has nothing to do with what you perform, the roles you're performing, the rituals you do in terms of that. Nothing. It's just your physicality. It's your experience and physicality in the world. So it's dumb, basically.
It's dumb.
I don't believe that there's such a thing as a woman-friendly corporation. Corporations are run with the sole intent of exploiting workers. So how could you exploit females in a proper way, in a feminist way?
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. So I mean, maybe they're oppressed in like relation to the men in their lives, sure, but compared to like Leah or I, man, no. And this is, again, why I don't really feel like much energy of mine needs to go to women of that class. They don't have solidarity with me as a woman. Why should I have solidarity with them when I have less?
We can't advance as a class of people if we're not united.
Yeah.
And they're into that. They're like, awesome. Look at me go. I'm on this higher plane.
Yeah.
I'm on this superiority.
They want us to
kick.
unite under them. They don't want us to unite as women
together
and
equally.
Break down.
They don't want that to happen.
They break down these social structures that keep us, pitted against each other, unequal, not sharing resources, not developing our society. Like we'll all produce. Everyone can be producing. What do you mean? That's the nature of humanity, is to create. It is the divine spark within us that drives us. Humans are creative beings. In another life, in the BDSM scenes of a few cities, guys that cross-dressed to get off were a big part of the people around, and it was considered not cool to go out in public if you did it for kicks and didn't have dysphoria. A few years later, all those guys were transitioning, and that conversation is no longer allowed. It was a lib-fem hellscape. Yeah, this trans thing is a modern phenomenon. And for those of you who are younger watching this, like those of you who are like under 25, this shit didn't exist when I was in high school. I knew one trans person.
Maybe like I would say 12 to 15 years old.
I was in
total.
The Gay Straight Alliance at my high school. This shit was not a thing. This is a socially produced phenomenon. And the fact that a lot of these guys that you're talking about, I mean, these are, for the most part, upper middle class white men with power, status.
Dave Chappelle says so too.
Yes. I mean, you have to, like he said, if it was just black guys and Latino guys saying it, like, no. No, but because it's Bruce Jenner wanting to flaunt his fetish, because it's fucking like these guys in IT you know, wanting to like do this thing 24/7. Like it's you know, it's become somehow a social issue, and also because it sells drugs.
You're selling drugs, and
Selling
it
drugs
keeps
to
you
kids.
chained to the pharmaceutical industry.
It's created
for your
a whole
entire life.
It's created a whole nother industry on women's self-hatred as well, for the transing of women.
Because women hate themselves so much, they'll cut off their breasts.
So what do you think of Miranda Yardley? He's pretty gender critical. I don't care for Miranda Yardley. Not that I have a problem with him at all, but like he uses the women's fucking bathroom, so I have a problem with that. I also have the problem with the fact that feminists are so desperate to not be seen as bigoted that they rally behind men who are saying the same things that women have said for years. Where is your passion for Julia Long? Why aren't you fucking talking to me about Julia Long? Lesbian feminists been saying this shit, getting kicked out of groups, getting hassled, fucking losing like platforms all the fucking time for years in the UK for saying this shit. Same thing. She's a woman and she's a lesbian. And that's why, yeah, Julia Long is.
It's women betraying other women for male approval.
You know, it's like Miranda Yardley, do his thing. I'm glad he's doing his thing. He should do his thing because it's important. But as a feminist, man, like, I don't care. I care about what women are doing. You know, men have their place doing their thing, sure. But like, I don't want to put my energy behind it, you know, and hopefully he's man enough to suck that up. You know, suck it up and do his thing because it's the right thing to do. See, no fucking cookies given here on the Terry Strange channel. I give no cookies. Yeah. He doesn't have complained about this at like conferences and shit. Like, I don't know if he still does, but like, you know, it's also like women will rally around him. Like he just lost his Twitter account. Terrible. He shouldn't have his platform fucking lost. However, how many women have lost their fucking platform? But all the petitions and shit are about him because he's transsexual. He's a man. He's more important.
Oh, you know what this is? The whole trans movement is just a bunch of women like holding up men. It's the women who are so quote unquote accepting of it, who lapping that shit up, who are putting their rights aside for men with a fetish, are searching for male approval.
Oh, it's another way.
And they're putting other women under the bus for it. They're betraying other women because they want the male approval. They want this, instead of getting the approval of, you know, 20 radical feminists, they would rather have the approval of one Tim.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. That's misogyny, women. That is misogyny. Sweetheart, I forgot who commented, but I have Thriller.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Right there. You think she don't have Thriller?
I think I wouldn't have Thriller. Come on.
Yeah, people do know about Erin Pizzi, though, don't they, Jamada? Because she's really a big talking point amongst the men's rights people on YouTube and all over the internet because she, like, is a men's rights activist herself. So, okay. Yeah, I know about her. You think you're the first men's rights fucker to come across my channel and be like, whoa, this is different. Wait, what don't you know about my shit? I know about your shit, dude. I know about your shit.
Men are always talking.
Okay, she's not a nice woman, though, Jamada. She's not, because this is the thing. Again, fuck nice, remember? She doesn't understand that it is okay for women to put their focus and energy in helping other women. Women have less resources, okay? Women have less of that. You know, for women to dedicate her life to that, it's important, it's valid, and like, and if women are angry, like, there should be a place for that. Women are the fucking oppressed class here.
We are.
So it's just, it's like, you know, cool, but like, she doesn't really get feminism. So like, it's like, cool, maybe she did some cool things, but like, how about get the fuck out of our way?
Run along.
Shoe on Head is one of the worst handmaidens.
I was gonna mention her earlier.
Her videos are literally her making fun of women in her own sex class just to seek male approval. It's pathetic. Yeah, and it's pathetic. Really fucking common too.
really common. That's kind of,
I mean, how it is pathetic.
that's just kind of what women do because they want male approval. And I can tell by all those really uneducated people who commented that I mentioned earlier that these people are just stupid as fuck. All her followers are just stupid as fuck. I mean, like it's pretty obvious to everyone. And because anyone who, you know, upholds and shares that kind of misogyny is a misogynist.
Yeah.
You're promoting misogyny and you're promoting women on women hating, and it's just really immature and fucking stupid. Woman up. That shoe on head is still a girl. She's still clearly in girlhood because she has cool girl syndrome. She wants all the males' approval. I know this gal who is supposedly lesbian.
Let's talk about her.
She says she's queer, but she's really, 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 really into pole dancing, and she removes all her body hair, and I just don't know how you can be like lesbian and be so interested in seeking male approval, because that's clearly what she's doing. And I feel like women aren't even fucking aware of what they're doing. Like, boo-boo, honey, you fucking come to Portland, okay? It is a different place than Chicago, all right? You come to Portland and you see what these strip clubs have fucking done to this town and done to women and are doing to you. I forgot why I brought this up. But it's just like she wants male approval so badly that she wants to be cool so badly that she'll put her relationships with women at stake for it.
This goes across sexuality too. A lot of women may be unable to repress their sexual desires for other women, or they may see women in an objectified way and that sexually excites them. Whatever, doesn't matter. Need to work on that if that's you. So they may have these problems, and they, you know, do it to themselves. They want to be cool. They don't want to be like a feminist about shit because it's too hard. Karen Strawn is so looking for approval. You can just look into her eyes and tell that's what she wants.
Who's that?
Karen Strawn is one of the female MRAs. What was her? Go Writes What?
Of course she wants approval.
But she does it in this way that's very like intelligent. It's the same shit. She's just doing it better than most women do, because honestly, you don't have to do that much to get male approval, do you? You can just be like, fuck women.
And then
you're dumb.
Approval.
These feminists are ugly, aren't they? Like, come on. Yeah. She does it a lot smarter, though.
That's not advancing women.
Yeah, which is dangerous.
That doesn't advance women like that.
And she's fucking drunk in a lot of her things, too. Like, you just look at her. She's fucking drunk.
You must have to be drunk in order to say that shit in order to be a female MRA.
I mean, I don't know what happened to her to make her that way. God, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Women even fucking do that shit where they're like, I don't know what happened to you. It's not about what happened to me. It's about what happens to all of us. Cut that shit out of your fucking head.
She knows what happened to you. It happened to her too.
Yeah.
And she's just repressed it enough to fucking have it on the back burner and not be able to address it. And you're saying, hey, I want to address this right now. And she's fucking copping out and being like, okay, I'm going back to men, you dumb bitch. Bye.
Well, I mean, yeah. Or whatever. Or going back to not having to deal with your crazy ass that fucking is awake. It's very hurtful. Honestly, this kind of stuff is very hurtful. It's damaging. It continues the fucking cycle, and it needs to stop.
Of fake female.
Yeah.
friendships.
Why do you want to be fake? Why do you want to be like not connected?
Why?
Why don't you want to fucking really have an interaction?
Don't you want? I don't know why these people don't want real interactions, and that's like with everyone who. Pretty much everyone who broke up with me, everyone who stopped being my friend. Like, I was trying to have a real, genuine interaction with them. Or I tried multiple times. And eventually they were just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. how dare you? You suck. You're the wrong one here. No, I'm calling you out, and you should want to work on yourself and our relationship. You should care about yourself, because you can't see things about yourself that other people can see. A lot of the time you need someone to tell you something. If you're doing something, you need someone to be like, hey, I've noticed you've been doing this. And then as soon as you hear that, you're like, wow, that person's right. She's right. I am doing that. Maybe it's a problem.
Women like shoe on head have nothing else to offer, so she needs to shit on other women to get male approval.
Yeah, that's another bonding activity that women have with men, is shitting on women.
Yeah.
Let's shit on women together. Let's be misogynists together.
Mm-hmm. It's sad.
It's really sad.
It's really sad that you value yourself that little.
You value yourself that little.
It's not just about other women at that point. You don't value yourself as a being.
She's not even getting rewarded for it. Okay, she's getting some likes.
She's probably getting some likes, some shares, some ad money, some attention,
some comments, some attention
that her daddy didn't give her.
But at the end of the day, what does that really do for her? Nothing. It ain't do shit, baby. It ain't do shit.
Conservative women make me weep from the inside. And liberal women too. Let's be real.
They're both hops.
It doesn't matter.
They're both hops.
If you put men first, women on the right and the left do this. Put men first. And rad femmes. Fuck yeah, mellow yellow. And supposed radical feminists. Yeah. It sucks. It really sucks. So,
it's very trans women are sexist men says it's very confusing to want to be genuine and to be met with disingenuousness. It's very confusing. I've tried, I've been genuine with people and they've just, retaliated with disingenuousness, and I'm like, this isn't how this is supposed to work. This isn't the right way. You're not reacting the right way.
I'm being reminded of one thing we wanted to talk about, which is how a lot of relationships are transactional.
They are.
And so women treat they don't understand what a friendship is, and proximity to a woman or a relationship. Let's just say a relationship is not proximity to a person.
No.
You're the person who waxes your asshole, is not your friend. The person who sells you coffee is not your friend. The person who works at the drive-thru you go through is not your friend.
The person who does your hair
is not your friend.
That is generally a social interaction,
mm-hmm.
and maybe it is cool and genuine, but it's, to the extent that it can be, but it's not you don't interact with someone who you're actually friends with in the same way you react with the person at the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. And the fact that women are just so confused as to what a real relationship is like makes them
mm-hmm.
put all this stock into these superficial ass relationships.
Yeah.
And it's weird. And do you think that's why sororities are a thing? Is because you join a club and it's kind of like built-in friends almost, because you get to do social shit together.
Yeah, and I think also there's a whole networking aspect of it.
Sure.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it is, modern society is pretty damn lonely, and people think that they are friends with their coworkers. They're friends with these people aren't your friends. Friendship's different. Friendship requires knowing somebody on an intimate level. It means going there with them and understanding them, doing that exchange.
Having that exchange multiple times.
Seeing
and it's hard.
them.
It's challenging.
Seeing them and accepting too, this person. A lot of the times people want relationships. that are just one-sided, service-oriented, do this thing for me.
Right. Right.
Don't see me the way I am, and sure as fuck, I am not going to try and see you the way you are.
No.
I'm not going to try to understand you. I'm not going to accept the aspects of you that are good and the aspects that need work. You know, I'm not going to fucking see you. Big thing is women putting other women on a pedestal too. Oh, I've experienced this shit. Women watch my fucking videos, right? They get all worked up. I inspire them. I radicalize them. Then they get to know me, right? Know the real me. See that I have multiple challenges that they don't understand, that frustrate them. And then they just dump me. Or they just say, oh, you weren't who I thought you were. You're a real person. You're not perfect. Big. It's so hurtful. It's so hurtful. Like, you can't do fucking anything right as a woman, can you? Can't win. And it's like, man, they still haven't figured out that basic thing of like the fact that we're all like working and growing and trying to be different. And we all have different challenges. And like, you know, maybe I could be clear about some things and not clear about others. Just like, you know, everyone has blind spots. But that's the whole point of like working together, is like working that shit out.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a good thing. And when you can all work together, it's very rewarding.
Yeah. But they don't want that. They want a guru. They want somebody to teach them or some shit.
People don't.
And then when you're not convenient as that anymore, or you're like not what they thought.
People just don't know what a real fucking relationship looks like. Like that former friend of mine who dumped me for being a TERF. Who wouldn't define what a woman was without using stereotypes. She said, being friends with you is exhausting. And I was like, okay, I've literally never had anyone else in my life say that to me before. I guess it's exhausting that I really push you. I guess it's exhausting that I want you to be more articulate. I guess it's exhausting that I tell you what you need to work on. Excuse me? Like, I mean, you know what? Sure, those things are exhausting, but you need to be exhausted by those things. Those are things you should be doing. And you should thank God you have a friend that helps you with those kinds of things, because that's a real friend.
Yeah. All right. We have somebody spamming the chat, so they're going to get put in timeout.
Oh, we get to put people in timeout. Awesome.
You in timeout, Armani Spencer. We can feel his little dick shriveling as we speak.
Dick shriveling. Felicity Sharp. Not just friendship, but we live in a transactional society. We can get food delivery. We can use an app to find sex, and we can use apps to buy things and exchange money. We are seeing people the same. You're right.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. You know, your friend is not an app.
Yeah.
Your friend is not.
Let's talk about fucking like dating app culture and just like treating human beings like you're shopping for them. Can't do it.
I've tried to do online dating, and it's never worked.
It's horrific. It's horrific.
And
also, what's up with people not reading your fucking profile?
Hello, it's there for a goddamn reason, dumbasses.
They can't figure out. So basically, I haven't done online dating in years.
Nor have I.
But like when I had an OkCupid, I mainly had it for friendships, meeting women. I put that explicitly, like, "Hey, I'm really just looking for friends right now."
First line in caps.
A lot of women are like, "Oh, are we girlfriends now?" I'm like, why are you trying to have sex with me? Like right now, we just met. Like we're getting to know each other. We barely know each other. Like,
yeah, the commodification of human relationships has not helped pre-existing fake female friendships. It's made it even worse.
You don't have to be a man to build things.
No.
This is the thing. A lot of women, like we've said, arrested state of development in like they have a what's the term? They have this attitude that they can't do things for themselves, and it's a problem. It's not hard to fix some plumbing. It's not hard to build things. You just have to fucking learn how. Self-defeating mindset. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. I don't know if that's the word I was looking for, but yeah, it's rough to deal with. It's rough to deal with this, especially in the case of feminism, because it's like, ooh, we need to get all these things done. We need to do all these things. And then there's just this mindset that is like, we can't do anything but bitch and whine.
You need to make a friendship. You need to build a friendship. You need to build a relationship.
I'm the one that fixes the plumbing, even like when I was like in my even when I like lived with when I was in my early 20s, I was heterosexual and I had a live-in boyfriend, and I was the one who fixed the plumbing because I know how to do it. I know how to do shit. Like women can do these things. It's not biology. I don't fucking use my uterus to fix the plumbing. I use my brain and I use tools.
I put that shit up myself.
Well, replace toilets. No, I have not replaced a toilet, unfortunately. I would minor stuff like putting in different pipes and shit like that. I can do. It's just Lego, water fucking Lego, as they say. Leah, do you have any Kate Bush albums?
No.
Yes.
Terry was giving me shit that I deserved the other day for not having any Kate Bush albums, nor a Kate Bush phase. So
gotta listen. She'll have one eventually.
Yet to occur.
Okay, so no, but I mean there are female plumbers that replace toilets too. Like there are companies that like Stop Cox Plumbers in the UK, for example, is a female owned and run plumbing company. Like women can do shit. They just don't because they are like in a state of arrested development. You know, and they get this mentality, I'll get a man and he'll do it for me. Fucking learn to do it yourself. Stop treating men and women in your life as a means to an end, as a reason not to develop yourself. Your relationships with other people should not be a block to you developing yourself as a human being. If that's what somebody is to you, that sucks.
That really sucks.
That's lame. Don't treat people that way. You know, people deserve you at your best, at your highest. Not that you aren't lovable when you are not at your highest, but come on. Learning how to use a wrench.
You deserve you at
learning
your
how
best.
To hammer. These are basic life skills, people. Basic life skills. Everyone should know how to do basic stuff like this, you know? And the other thing is, a lot of women aren't taught this shit by their parents because their moms didn't know it. Their dad's not going to teach them because they're a girl, unless their dad is like, you know, somewhat intelligent and doesn't want their daughter to be a hop their whole life, which a lot of men don't even fucking think about, you know? But this stuff's easy to learn. YouTube is your friend. Anything you want to learn how to do that's basic, there are videos that will show you. So there's really no excuse in this day and age of information to be ignorant about things. If you are ignorant about something that you need to know, you can find out the information you need.
You can. And you can find someone. If you can't find it on YouTube or the internet, you can find someone who will help you. And you can learn it yourself.
Every mediocre man has this delusion that they should be better at than every woman at everything. They're so delusional. Yeah, it's really sad, isn't it? Like, men are very like, oh, no, I can do this, I can do that. Like, oh, God. You need to get at Camille. Who's Camille?
I don't think we should listen to that person because they're saying, watch a Riley Dennis video. Excuse me, watch a Riley Penis video.
Why are most Tims so pornified in their appearance? They have a man's fantasy of what women are. Riley J. Penis is disturbing. Can I just say that? Like, any of these guys that pretends to be a fucking lesbian, stop. And
you're not a lesbian, you're a guy.
Their girlfriends who are straight women feed into this. You need to stop.
Stop.
You need to stop doing this. Like this woman on Twitter last week I've been laughing my ass off at because she's just had post after, I'm not going to read any of her tweets.
That's fine.
I don't want to dig them up.
That's
but
okay.
Sorry, I'm coughing out. She's had post after post defending her middle-aged transition man husband who she's had kids with, and how she's a lesbian and how they're lesbians. You're not lesbians. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that means like, oh, you're not lesbians, therefore your relationship isn't okay or some shit, but you're not lesbians. You have a basic heterosexual relationship. And if you are a lesbian, then you need to leave your husband because that's what he is.
He's a man.
He's a man.
Doesn't matter if his dick's cut off.
It's probably not, though.
Breast implants. He's still a guy.
Yeah. Or he has a really, really expensive wig. Womanhood is not something you can acquire. Again. And that's what femininity does. It teaches us that womanhood is this thing to be achieved instead of something within.
It's something within. You are born a girl. You are born female. Which means hopefully, most likely, you will become a woman. You will grow into a woman.
Or you'll stay a girl your whole life.
Possible.
Asleep in the fairy tale. Mm-hmm. And then you won't fucking get to hang with cool chicks like us. And that sucks for you.
It really does. That's
you poor thing.
That's a real
You don't get to be our friend.
Yeah. Boo-hoo.
That sucks for you. Who wants kids to vote? I don't want kids to vote.
I don't think the voting age should be 18. I think that's too young. I do.
Yeah? What would you raise it to? 21?
Yeah.
I don't have faith in the democratic system in the US, so that's my opinion about it. So
it's not democracy.
Yeah, no.
Say it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have intense voter fraud in this nation, and we have intense keeping of marginalized communities from voting. So yeah, and also like it's just whatever. It's the pendulum. It's all fucking distraction from the real game, which is male domination.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
male are even trying to dominate womanhood.
Yeah,
claiming to be women.
Yeah.
I guess it had to get to that point for us to finally, resist, which is sad.
Mm.
Tips to help our performing female friends to stop what they're doing. Send
them my videos.
Send them Terry's videos. That's a great one.
There are many websites that talk about the toxins that are in makeup. That's a good place to start. Start posting material that's like informational too. Like there's information about deodorant and how like shaving and using deodorant causes breast cancer. Talk about shaving. Post information, I think, is a good thing if you're using social media.
Definitely.
Also, ask women like say you're hanging out with a friend, you're getting coffee, doing a catch up, right? Catching up with an old friend. She's like just gotten her legs waxed. Instead of being like, quiet about it, be like, so why do you wax your legs? Have you ever not waxed your legs?
Definitely. Also, another great thing to do is don't do femininity. You don't do it. Present yourself as not feminine. Present yourself as you. Present yourself in your natural form and be confident about it. And hopefully other women will see that and be like, wow, look at her go. Like I walked by this woman in LA one time when I was wearing short shorts and I was hairy AF and she like stared at me. She was just like shocked that I would go out in public not having shaved. And I looked at her and I smiled and I said, quit. Because every woman deserves to have that time and every woman deserves to fully love herself. And if you can present that image, you're going to do a lot. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is.
Yeah. Visibility, lesbian visibility, and just non-conformist visibility. Big. It's big. Don't ever discount the power of visibility. Visibility changes things. Visibility helps others. You know, it does. So one big thing you can do is just be visible yourself, and another thing you can do is like share information.
Totally.
Another idea is you could, if you have like a kind of underground printing culture, like zine culture in your local community, create a zine about feminine beauty practices and how harmful they are. There's an idea. Write an article about it for publication that, women that you interact with read.
Say how you feel about it. Say, like we said how we felt about it in the video, but you can just say it like normally, like, oh yeah, I like her, but she wears a lot of slave paint, so I don't really know what her priorities are.
Yeah, you mention that you don't like that about someone, like,
it's valid.
You're
valid for feeling that way.
I don't like that so-and-so is completely hairless. It's disturbing to me. Looks childlike.
Taylor Swift.
I don't want to hate fucking on. I don't hate Taylor Swift.
I like her.
We like her.
But she's hairless.
She's hairless and it's weird.
She's a grown woman. She's European. I don't know what she is. I don't know what she is ethnically, but she kind of looks like
she looks like a whitey.
Swedish or something. Mm-hmm. Or English, which means she should have thick ass blonde hair. Mm-hmm. On her legs, as pubes, under her arms, on her face. Doesn't have any of those things. She looks
wears red
creepy.
Lipstick.
She wears red lipstick.
Yeah, I was getting into it with some women on Twitter about her because there's all this like rumors, like Taylor Swift, a lesbian. Is she bisexual? What the fuck ever? Who cares? Because she performs for the male gaze in her appearance. And also there are out lesbians that you could be listening to and supporting. Hi, Ponderous Pug. Her ears perked up about this because we've talked about this. So yeah, I mean, like somebody was like posted something like, oh, here's evidence that her latest album is about Karlie Kloss, right? One of her supposed lovers. And it's like, yeah, that's great. And that's probably true. But like, she's out. How is this helping young lesbians? How is this a role model? How is this something to be excited by? Being out, like, being closeted kills people, okay?
It does, for real.
It killed Whitney fucking Houston.
It kills
She needs to come out. I know. It fucking kills women. And if somebody like Taylor Swift, who is hyper feminine, who is beloved by all these people, can show how badly the pressure is on gays and lesbians to be in the fucking closet. If she came out, it would be a really explosive thing that would educate a lot of people. I mean, you don't know the pressure you're on to be closeted all the fucking time. Constant. So if she was like, hey, I had to repress my sexuality for years because of X, Y, and Z if I was to have the career I wanted and, do what I wanted to do and to make the money I wanted to make, like, what would that teach? What consciousness would that raise? So it's like, and also she's in a better position than most of us are to come out. I had nothing when I came out. I lost people. I fucking lost like resources. Most of us do. It makes your life harder. But you have to do it because, it's worth it to live authentically in the world. And it also helps others. And then you find your own people. Like, come on, Taylor, come out of the closet. Stop removing your body hair. Take off the red lipstick. Put on some pants. Put on a flannel, honey.
A book called Black Power. It's a very cool book.
Stokely Carmichael.
Read it. It's by Stokely Carmichael and Charles V. Hamilton, but he later changed his name in his life to Kwame Ture. And they're just talking about what white people who want to help Black folks do in order to advance Black people. They say we are speaking rather of those whites who see the need for basic change and have hooked up with the Black liberation movement because it seemed the most promising agent of such change. Yet they often admonish Black people to be nonviolent. They should preach nonviolence in the white community.
Yeah.
Where possible, they might also educate other white people to the need for Black power. Yo, the same goes for women calling other women out on their femininity and helping other women to be fully developed human beings. We do that. Hello, we're making this video. You can do that in your own personal interactions, and then we're all going to move on and advance. Okay? It's not easy, and it takes time, and it's very exhausting, and you're going to lose friends over it, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift has done some cool shit, like giving money to Kesha, and also, like, she sued that fucking guy for $1 that grabbed her ass. That was great. That was fucking great. She didn't sue him for anything. She was just like, I just want to ruin you. That's awesome. But I would like it if she came out, you know? It would help. Okay, this is the thing. Radical feminism, right? It's a continual process. You got to keep moving. If you're not moving, it's not radical feminism. If you're not growing, expanding, becoming more yourself, becoming more authentically female, becoming more and more pro-woman as your life progresses, you aren't doing it. You're stuck. And if you think thoughts that keep you stuck, that's not radical feminism, man. That's some horseshit. It's like the women like back in the day when you would be like I would be talking about separatism, floating that idea, being like, what do you think about this? What if we did things ourselves, right? And they'd be like, well, we can't separate from men because then they'll just come after us and rape us. They're already fucking doing that.
Yeah, they are.
That's some thought-stopping bullshit.
It is.
You don't want to do it because you're afraid. And it's gaslighting. Oh, God, the gaslighting is huge. Anytime somebody's like, why don't we actually do something about this shit? Why don't we actually come up with some sort of solution?
Right.
Then the gaslighting starts because, oh, I don't want to deal with myself. I don't want to give up my shit. Oh, I don't really want to invest that hard.
That's too far. That's too much. I want some more freedom, but not all of it. Calm down, Susan. No. It's possible for a kid to never talk to a single male.
Okay. How?
I don't know. Their father is a male.
I mean, are we talking about a situation where a woman is a single parent and she doesn't take the child out ever and just isolates them?
I have to go, but these streams are awesome and I could listen to Terry talk all day. Ah,
thanks. That's so nice.
Me
Thank you.
too.
Y'all are great. Yeah, we should probably wrap it up soon
Yeah,
because we're
I think
putting on
we've
2
kind
hours.
of gotten everything we wanted to say.
So
that was everything we wanted to say, right?
Let's go through the notes. Let's see. Is there anything we missed?
Well, we did talk about how women gang up on other women with femininity.
Oh yeah.
Did we talk about that?
We didn't really address that. So in terms of like another behavior, women are often the ones to police femininity itself. So like, for example, there's a few women that have been coming to these streams and like leaving comments on the videos, basically being like, you're not nice enough. Femininity policing right there.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a video about polyamory in the near future. So, and
Stay
basically
tuned.
It's going to be titled How Poly Bullshit Hurts Women. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, so women often in, you know, obviously female spaces, locker rooms are big for this, in high schools, and any space where like women are together, a lot of the times one of the first thing is to police femininity. Sure. And it'll be the like more hyper, it's like that Mean Girls kind of thing. You know, the more feminine ones will go around and judge the other ones, give them pointers, kind of like keep the other bitches in line. It's kind of the attitude. It's lame.
Yeah, that's really lame. And like, I'm just thinking, I'm sure this is true in just about every high school, but like all of the like popular, like pretty, desirable girls are the ones who are, well, they're probably wealthy, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's not even necessarily true. They're the ones who are performing femininity the best. They're the ones who are performing it at the highest level, and they're the ones who get rewarded for it. That's why they're seen as quote unquote desirable. Like,
Yeah.
but it's creepy and weird.
It's so interesting that all these high schools are like voting for like the trans male like teenagers as like the fucking queens and shit. Do you think like the dykes that go to that high school are ever nominated for being a queen?
No,
I've never fucking heard of that.
because they're not performing femininity right.
Yes.
They're not doing it correctly. They're doing it
Or
incorrectly.
the like drama girls or the art girls or the like scene girls. Like
when they're the ones who
Yeah.
are more feminine. Oh.
Yeah.
Femininity doesn't have to be all these dumbass things that we have assigned to it. We haven't even gotten that far. But it doesn't have to be wearing slave pin. It doesn't have to be wearing dresses. It doesn't have to be straightening your hair. We can advance beyond that, and it's time that we did.
Mm-hmm. What do I think about bi-curious women? I think they're weird. What do you mean? Bi-curious women. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't like
broad.
the term.
Yeah, the term sounds kind of. I mean, she's not bi-curious if she is certainly expressing the fact that she's sexually interested in women. That's not bi-curious. Like you may as well be already bi or lesbian at that point.
Yeah.
Like.
I think what it is it's treating women like commodities, treating women as a means to an end, treating women as an experiment, you know. It's there's a lot of reasons why that language itself isn't okay. Do I think it's okay to experiment with something or to like be open to trying something with another, like say maybe you've never really had any sexual attraction to a woman, but you're interested in this one woman, you think you could with her. I think in those circumstances, maybe it's important to like have a dialogue beforehand, a lot of open communication about what it is, and also understand that she may not want to do that because honestly, if you sleep with another woman, the likelihood you're going to fall in fucking love with her is very high. So you need to be careful, and not just, I mean, if she is open-hearted, and you can be open-hearted in that way too, but most women aren't. See, the term bi-curious, it just indicates to me that she's interested in sex, not in actually having a real intimate thing with you.
That kind of sounds also like some kind of like
porn thing.
I was gonna say porn thing.
Yeah.
That sounds like some stupid ass like porn video. Like bi-curious college student goes to a party.
Gets drunk
and meets another bi-curious whatever.
But then Chad shows up.
Ugh.
And gives them both what they really need.
Ew!
Which is
thank you, Chad. I love pizza.
Oh, thank you, Fragile Sandy.
Yeah, thanks, Fragile Sandy.
That's a nice
I love
compliment.
you too.
Yes. I hope that this is all very good for you. Obviously, you'll have to watch the rest of this on catch up.
Right.
But
you can watch it soon.
You can come back at any time and see our videos together. So, what else is there to say about well, I want to talk about the ganging up on femininity. Another thing is women use femininity to dominate. Feminine women are incredibly dominating, and I don't think they realize it. The way that they take up space with their outfits, the way that they take up space with their movements, you know, the way that they command attention with their appearance and the noise a lot of their clothing makes, like it's all very dominating. And I think, you know, it's especially towards other women. It doesn't dominate men so much, but it really doms other women, and they fucking do it on purpose. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have had like some hyper feminine woman think that she can like manipulate me with her wiles. It is the funniest shit. And then they'll be like, oh, I have this one woman that comes into my work and she's just like, she'll ask me for something and then she'll do this like cute move, like, and I'm just like, you are repugnant to me. she does this all the time. It's so embarrassing. I'm just like barely awake.
Dude,
a lot of the time.
Funny. But you know what else I find funny about that? I find funny about that. Like, I sometimes do that to men, like, because I enjoy watching them lose all and complete motor control and mouth control. Yeah. They like just like they're just like I'll like smile or like wink at a guy and he like has to freaking
like, what's going on?
Faint about it.
But yeah, and like I don't think they got that I'm like another girl.
Clearly kidding, but
yeah.
they don't see it.
Yeah.
Or like it's gonna be like about a 1 second interaction because I'm gonna fucking take my coffee and walk out the door.
Yeah.
But they're like losing their shit over it.
Oh yeah, but it's common where that just like women will use their like femininity to like try and manipulate other women even, and sometimes it works. But yuck, don't do that. It's dominate. It's doming and it's gross. Don't like it. Yeah. So, and also I think this ties into the ways in which, I mean, I haven't talked about this much, but like within lesbian dynamics, you know, femmes are really dominant in the lesbian community and nobody really talks about that. They dominate everything. I think femininity kind of is a way that women do that with one another. It's a way to have status and superiority over other women. And it's a way to control other women through the influence of that. But it's based on some fake ass shit and it's harmful to you and it's harmful to everyone else.
Everyone else.
So that's all I wanted to say about that stuff. Any more subjects? Any questions?
Yeah. Do we have any cues?
Lol, I don't know is here. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love her. Oh I miss her. I want to see her again. When will we see each other again? Hopefully soon. Hi, by the way, you're both rad as fuck. Okay. They performatively do it to exclude nearby women also. That happened last week. At the moment I heard someone compliment some bullshit as so slimming, I knew their alliance was fake as fuck. Dude, yeah. Isn't that interesting? Or you just like hear those little things and like suddenly you're like, oh.
You're like, no.
Can't trust you at all. No. Sucks.
It is patriarchal capitalist culture.
Yeah.
It sure is, yeah. Yeah. So women use unknowingly, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Unknowingly, women use misogyny in their relationships with other women. That's kind of an ongoing theme within female relationships in this society, and it helps women to just constantly revert back to men's thinking, back to their boyfriends, fiancés, fathers, brothers, cousins, uncles, husbands. Okay. It makes them not autonomous and it makes women underdeveloped, and women need to stop doing it and start listening to other women like us.
And yourself. Take yourself
seriously.
Yeah, take yourself seriously.
Your point of view matters.
Yeah, you know the truth.
You do.
Go live it, right? And I just want to agree. Somebody wrote that they're ancient spirits. Sorry, I have trouble reading everyone's names. There needs to be cross-generational female friends. I agree with that completely. I think a lot of the times, too, in cross-generational friendships with women, they take on roles. And we need to break that shit down. Like, you need to have a relationship with someone that's based on things that you share. I mean, and the thing is, like, women are divided by age a lot of the time. But anyway, speaking of cross-generational friendships, in a couple weeks, I'm going to Oakland and I'm going to be doing some videos live like this with my friend Bev Jo, who is a dyke in her 60s.
Awesome.
So we will be talking about that. And like, she's great about that stuff. She's really great about like, I know, are you excited? I know. Some of you are like, oh my God, Bev Jo. I know, I'm going to be hanging out with Bev Jo for like a fucking couple days. It's going to be awesome. God.
Cool.
So yeah. yeah, we're going to talk about stuff. So, and I'm also going to get her to talk about kind of like history stuff as well, because she's around. She was around during the women's lib movement and the like dyke separatist movement. She was out before Stonewall.
Wow.
So,
cool.
like, important person to talk to.
Definitely.
And she's another example of the ways in which women use femininity against other women. Like,
stop doing that, by the way. Cut it out.
That the radical feminists and all the lesbian feminists just pushed her out because she's too working class. She's too difficult. She tells the truth. Shitty. It's shitty, and she's an important person. And this is the thing. You have to understand that every woman that's part of this movement is fucking important.
Yeah.
You know, is special.
Is special.
Yeah.
Is needed.
Especially if they're especially if they're really invested.
Yeah.
Like, there's some that are hangers on bullshit fucking scenesters, and then there are some who are like, will dedicate their whole lives, will fucking take a bullet for other women, you know?
Yeah.
So, I guess any other points?
I think that we covered a lot.
You have a nice couch and a female-only house.
Thanks.
I do want to visit New York sometime soon, actually.
New York is
I need to visit my friend Elizabeth. And I might have to meet my mother or something. We agreed that if I met her, New York would be a good neutral territory. So, yeah, it could be something like that. Meet some of my family I've never met, because I have a lot of family in New York, actually. So, and yeah, I've got friends as well. So if I definitely, like, send me a message. Do we follow each other elsewhere? Because I would totally love to, like, get together with whoever and plan. The thing is money, though. Money.
Yeah. It's
tough. I need more money if I'm to do all of these trips. How it is. So. Oh, you're Mariana Firestone. Okay, well then we are in touch. Okay, sweetie. I would love to hang out with you. She's great. Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, y'all.
See you next time, next week.
See you, next week.
Probably.
Yeah. And good discussion today.
Yes.
All right.
For participating.
Ready to wrap it up? I know, it's so sad. It's so sad. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. And it's going to be like,
are you sure you want to end stream?
Yes, you're sure.